Alameda makes an annual general adjustment. LA County Board adopts annual rent registration fee. And Governor Newsom signs another executive order affecting evictions. All that and more on The Andres Segovia Show.
You're listening to The Andres Segovia Show.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the program. Before I get into anything else, I want to let you know that the Apartments Owners Association, they don't sponsor this program, but you do hear me talking about them a lot because they give a lot of great information for anyone that's a homeowner or a property owner, and even those of you that are tenants looking to become property owners. They have a lot of resources for just about everyone. But they are announcing that they have a webinar on June 25th. That's Thursday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this webinar is titled Discover How to Navigate Through COVID-19 Eviction Freeze. And I'm glad they're posting this by June 25th because some of the updates you're about to hear that will affect what they're probably presenting, because a lot of stuff has been coming in, and there's always something. So on this webinar, what can you learn? You will learn what you can do when your tenant can't pay the rent, deferment, or reduction or forgiveness. They'll talk about how to communicate with your tenants regarding rent, lease extensions, maintenance, and other options, how you can fill vacancies with fraud on the rise and germs all around, and new ways to handle your maintenance requests, projects, and expectations. I'm going to be leaving a link to the registration on the show notes accompanying this episode at www.theandresegovia.com. So remember, it's June 25th on a Thursday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. free for everyone that will register for it. So be sure to check that out. Okay, let's go through the updates real quick. Some of these updates are coming from the Apartments Owners Association, and the latter updates are coming from the Michael Brennan Law Firm. So let's start off with the AOA's updates. So Alameda, effective January 1, 2021 through August 30, 2021, they have a 1% annual general adjustment for rental units subject to rent control. So what that means, residential rent control properties are units at multi-unit properties, 2 or more units on a legal lot of record for which a certificate of occupancy has been issued before February 1995. The adjustment is based on the percentage change in the Consumer Price Index for a 12-month period ending April 2020. However, the City Council has adopted an urgency ordinance imposing a freeze on rent increases for residential rent control units through December 31st. Therefore, the 1% annual general adjustment will become effective on January 1st, 2021. Now, LA County, on May 26, 2020, the LA County Board of Supervisors voted to adopt an annual rent registration fee due on or before September 30th of each year for units as follows. $90 for units that fall under the Rent Stabilization Ordinance, RSO, and Just Cause. The landlord is permitted a pass-through up to 50% of the fee to the tenants in 12 equal monthly installments, and $30 for units that fall under Just Clause only. So as of this recording, Marin County, after 2 months of shelter in place from public health orders because of COVID-19 pandemic, they continue to add another month onto its moratorium on rental evictions. That means it will run through June 30th. Renters would have up to 90 days after the expiration of a resolution to pay back rent. A landlord will be able to seek payment of unpaid rent after the expiration of the local emergency. Pasadena passed ordinance number 7363 on May 21st that expanded current protections and required landlords to notify the tenants of the tenant protections. This written notice must be provided within 30 days of the ordinance to each residential unit, or the landlord may conspicuously post and predominantly display this written notice in the common areas of the property during the local emergency. Don't delay to actions today, they say. So that's it for those updates regarding certain areas of California. Now, from the Brennan Law Firm, this one came through today that I'm recording, and it says Governor Newsom extends municipalities' abilities for 2 more months. So what does that mean? So now this is their wording, not mine. This is the press release from the Brennan Law Firm. Notwithstanding the gradual reopening of society through California and the nation, on Friday, May 29, 2020, Governor Newsom signed an executive order extending authorization of local governments to halt evictions for renters impacted by COVID-19 pandemic through July 28, 2020. In other words, local municipalities have 2 more months in which they can cause irreversible damage to landlords by creating new and or modifying existing moratoriums, evictions related to COVID. If the previous 2 months of chaos are any indication, we can expect an even more restrictive paperwork of laws going into effect, allowing tenants to remain in possession of their premises without paying rent while preventing landlords from doing anything about it. So did they go on and say more? But the gist of it is that the Governor Newsom signed the executive order in response to COVID-19, extending municipalities' abilities to stop evictions for 2 more months. So for those of you thinking that it was lifted June 1st, now we're looking all the way into July 28th. So that's all June and probably all of July at this point. And we'll see where things go from there. And obviously with the unrest that's been happening, there's no telling about what's going to happen. Anyway, that's it for the updates that I wanted to give you. Thank you for tuning into this episode of The Andres Segovia Show. Remember to like, share, subscribe, stay in the know. You got any questions about real estate, by all means, send it to me across all the socials. Go to my website, www.theandresegovia.com. Sign up for Off the Record for more content beyond just business talk. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.